Hi, everyone, and welcome to Youth Amplified.
A podcast that inspires, empowers, and connects.
I'm Ronna.
And I'm Brian. And in the spotlight today, identity, labels, and liberation. How society defines us and how we define ourselves.
We're joined around the table by Eashel, Hadiya, Joshua, and award-winning visual artist Emmanuel Asante. So let's dive right in.
Absolutely, Ronna. I'm going to start with Hadiya. You know, when you hear the word identity, Hadiya, what comes to mind to you personally?
I think when I hear of identity, what comes to mind instantly is the agents of socialization around me that influence who I am, my culture, my family, my peers, my interests, my religion. I think all of these sort of compile into this one big plethora of things, and that's what makes me who I am.
Absolutely. Eashel, do you have anything to add to that?
I think that identity, for me personally, really revolves around who I am, all the characteristics of myself that define me, and like all my goals in the future and my values.
Right.
Wonderful. Now, Joshua, let's turn to you. Have you ever chosen to hide part of your identity in certain spaces?
Yes, I have. Mainly my cultural identity, especially in academic and professional settings, just to accommodate and suit the environment around me.
Emmanuel, why do you think society is so quick to put people, into shapes or into boxes?
I would say some people, or use the word some people, benefit a lot from division of people. So when they put people in these boxes, they are the one that benefit from more divisions. But when we unite, the world becomes more easier. People don't like it that way.
I think we're just a bunch of busy people who have, our biases, and that makes people, quick to judge. It's a natural part, but it's a way of judging others without being able to see the complexities.
Great insights. Now, Eashel, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Are labels always bad, or can they sometimes be empowering as well?
I think that labels can be damaging sometimes when there's stereotypes, but at the same time they can be empowering because, for example, for me, I'm Muslim, right? Many people say that Muslim force people to wear hijabs like I'm wearing right now. But I know that's not true. I know Islam, I know my religion, and I think that really empowers me.
Excellent.
Great. Hadiya, are you into music?
No. I'll be honest with you, no. Most of what I consume is on TikTok, so it's trending. Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, hey, if your identity was a playlist.
Oh, okay.
What's one song that would definitely be on it?
Oh my God. That's a big question. I think I've been listening to a lot of Billy Joel, and I think it would definitely be Big Shot by Billy Joel.
Yeah.
I think that would be, yeah.
What do you think, Josh?
Oh, for me, there's this one song that keeps repeating again and again called From Little Things, Big Things Grow. And from, all of us have a story, but my story has had humble beginnings. And obviously the challenges that I've had to overcome to sort of make it and put good things out there.
Yeah, wonderful.
Emmanuel, favorite song?
My favorite song will be, I love watching a lot of Disney and those kind of musicals.
Yeah.
So my favorite song will be A Million Dreams from...
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right, I have another question for Joshua. Speaking of social media, how do social media platforms shape or even distort the way we present our identity?
Yeah, that's a good question that is quite relevant, especially as young people. Our generation is more digitally connected. It allows us to empower and express our identities a bit more freely. And, that's beneficial in terms of connecting others with others. But at the same time, it can also be a double-edged sword. And that's the fact that, sometimes people may feel pressured to also perform their identities or fit a certain persona out there in the media world. And sometimes that's not sustainable.
Some good thoughts. Hadiya, any thoughts?
Yeah, so I do think, because we're so digitally connected, I think it acts as a prerequisite to us faking things online. I don't think sometimes we don't even intend to do it. We just want to fit into a certain aesthetic or a mold or this idea of ourselves that we want to present. And so I don't think sometimes it's even intentional, but we do end up censoring ourselves from who we truly are.
I think that media can also spread a lot of misinformation, and sometimes it can make people feel less confident to show their true selves.
I think social media, just like my brother just said, is a double-edged sword. It has given a lot of people opportunities, like for example TikTok, and also has become very damaging because when people don't know what's actually there, they just show you a snippet and they judge everything just by one snippet. And that's it. I would say it has really been damaging to especially marginalized communities. Social media has been.
Yeah. No, very true. Emmanuel, continuing on that thought, and with your work as well, as a visual artist, how do you go about defining, who you are beyond what society says?
Yes. I remember, especially when I first got into the art sector, it's more feminine or woman dominated. And then when you get in, people have a lot of stereotypes about being a man in a more dominated sector, especially work with kids and stuff like that. I was like, art has saved my life because the main reason why I became an artist was in a good headspace. So art was the only thing, or it's my escape from reality. So creating work has saved my life, and I can help people also gain, find meaning through art. Then why not share my knowledge? So that's something that has shaped or defined my identity.
Thanks, Emmanuel. Now, Hadiya, what role do friends, family, or culture play in shaping your identity?
Probably the biggest one. I do think that we are who we are because of what we've been told to be to an extent. We've been raised with certain ideas and certain morals and values that we're expected to adhere to. And so I do think that those are internalized within us and they really influence who we become as we grow up. And then I think as a secondary agent of socialization, when we start going out into schools and communities and we interact with more and more people, friends and other people that you meet, they influence you so much because you see all these different ideas and beliefs and they combine to sort of shape who you are. It's like you come out as like a blob of clay and the things come at you and the clay gets molded, and that's how you become who you are. And so I do think that probably your culture and your family and your friends have, if not a major role, the biggest role in shaping who you are, because I know for me that's definitely what it is.
Ronna, I can't help asking the visual artist this.
We must.
If you had a chance to put your identity message on a giant billboard outside here, what would it say, Emmanuel?
Billboard.
Yeah, big billboard, or the side of the building even.
Yes, I would just say billboard. Because most artists suffer from imposter syndrome. They believe that they are not good enough. And people that will help them shine also, exploit them in that sense. People will be like, can you perform or do something for us? And then, but I won't pay you. I'll give you a gift card. I'm like, come on, can a gift card pay bill? So as an artist who's trying, let's assume a young artist wants to be shining there without money or any financial support, how can they get to the larger stage? So I'll say people should be bold.
Be bold.
For sure.
Yes.
Josh, what would your billboard say?
Identity is an anchor and passport. We all need to be rooted into something. And that, obviously from the previous question of family, friends, that's where a sense of belonging comes from. I also take an intergenerational perspective where that anchor your roots, understanding of self, understanding the people who have come before you and shaped, you now in this generation, is essentially a stable force. And knowing that is very empowering. But when we take it further to being a passport, it also allows us to connect with people around us and across countries and in the world.
So I'm an author and I also suffer from a lot of imposter syndrome, and I think a lot of other authors that I know also do that, especially when you're writing as a form of self-expression, political expression, your concerns. It's very common to feel as if what you're doing isn't good enough. So just, you are good enough. It's very cliche, but I don't think that you need to become this niche, amazing, incredible, separate person to shine out, to get that sort of validation from your work. I think the fact that as an artist or as an author, the fact that you've expressed yourself into something tangible itself is an accomplishment. So I don't think we should have to have that sort of extra thing to make us feel like we're good enough.
I would say don't let others decide who you are, because a lot of people have expectation onto others, and I think that you should, express yourself and not fear what others judge.
Excellent.
Well said.
Now, Eashel, we'll stay with you. Do you think young people of today have more freedom to explore identity?
For sure.
Yeah?
Many people, for us, we're more exposed to media. So we're more exposed to different lifestyles, cultures, ways of thinking. That can really influence our identity and our perspective on different perspectives. And you're like, yeah.
Yes. Emmanuel, back to you. Now you've come in from Ghana.
Yes.
What symbols, traditions, or stories from your background, make you feel most connected with who you are as a person?
Yes. So I come from a very matriarchal society whereby all the culture side aligns with the female aspect of the society. So one of the symbols that come from the Akan culture called the Dinkra symbols are proverbial. So each symbol, because it's believed that each symbol could tell so many stories, and your mom doesn't need to advise you all over again. So a symbol, I didn't wear one today, but however, a symbol can actually mean a lot. The most popular one is the Jinyame and the Sankofa one. And I would like to explain a little bit about the Sankofa one. So the Sankofa one means learn from your past, or whatever, or go back to your roots. Yeah.
Joshua, over to you. If you could create your own identity dictionary, what new label or word would you add?
Discovery. Yeah. I think identity is an evolving thing. We are not, set in stone. And over the lifespan, we're always able to learn and grow. I'm someone who loves building a growth mindset to how I approach life. And that has helped me, grow in areas that I want to sort of build within my identity. So discovery.
Oh my God, expression. I think it's
Wonderful.
sort of like that. We're not this set in stone thing. We're not static. We're constantly evolving, and we shouldn't let ourselves get tied down by one idea of who we think we are. We should be able to explore different ideas and thoughts. And I think a lot of times we see something and we're like, oh, but that's not me though. So I think just being accepting things that come our way and just embracing things, I think that would be really good. Yeah.
Oh, I would say resilience. Because I think that a lot of people, especially in this generation, love putting others down and deciding who they are. I think that resilience gives you the power to bounce back up and remember who you are.
Yeah, no, very true that, yes. Emmanuel, what advice would you give to someone, who's struggling to break free from a label or a box?
Yes. One advice I'll tell people, or a young one, they shouldn't be scared. They should always do what feels right for them. Because there are sometimes when you are coming out, there's so many naysayers, especially if you're a creative person. Creative people tend to be looked down upon, and don't let them to shine as they seem fit, because it can be so many factors. So if a creative person tells them that they should always go for whatever sits right with their heart.
Great.
I'd love to be here all day to chat.
Yes.
However, the clock is ticking. So thank you, Eashel. Thank you, Hadiya. Thank you, Joshua and Emmanuel.
And till next fortnight, Let's continue to inspire, empower, and connect. And remember, your voice matters.